Citizens First, this is Claudia. How may I assist you?
Yeah, hi. I'm just wondering if I can speak to someone in bylaw enforcement. I'm looking to see what information is necessary for like a property standards type complaint.
Okay, what type of complaint? Like, I can help with a few things, but if you're, like, I can put in your complaint. If you just have questions that are ongoing, I can put you through to bylaw.
Yeah, so I just needed to know, like, for example, what are some of the standards that property owners have to, like, adhere to?
Okay, so is it more like a rental? Is that what it is?
No, I think they're like the regular owners of the property. So
Usually
it's for
a
example,
property.
so for example, it's like
Yeah.
a neighbor that I don't think they're maintaining their property, but I don't know what
Okay.
the rules are, like what they have to adhere to.
Usually, like a property standard, here I'll have is more like shingles on a roof, eaves draft, downspout, sub pumps directed towards neighboring property,
Okay.
holes in sidings of houses, shed or garage in disrepair, broken windows, railing steps in disrepair, draining swimming pools in neighboring property, swimming pools in poor conditions, visual black mold. Like, a lot of these are like tenant related. Okay.
So if you're
and
residing
some of them
within
are
the property.
just
What if you're living next to a property and it's just like the property just generally looks unsafe?
So it depends, right? Like, tell me what's happening, and I'll tell you if it is.
Yeah, so just generally speaking, the property is just abandoned, and it's not being maintained. I think potentially like water that's been collecting that's unsafe, both for the land and like maybe the wildlife that might be coming through the area. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. There is actually broken glass. That leads me to the next question, or one of my questions is, what does the city need? Like photographs, video, like what the city needs to substantiate the claim or the complaint?
Okay, so all of this information is on our City of St. Catharines website to refer back to. Okay, you can go through our property standards laws of what we have, just so that you're aware, first of all.
Sure.
Usually if you're thinking that a place is vacant and that there is nobody in the place, you can put in a vacant bylaw or like complaint, because when people have their houses that are vacant, they have to register for vacancy, like that it's vacant.
Yeah.
It has to be boarded up correctly. It has to make sure that nobody can get into the property. Then that way they know that if there's like broken anything, that it's due to that homeowner that has it as vacant. We would suggest, if you're concerned, you can look on our City of St. Catharines website. There's a few different in there. So and when you're ready to put in a complaint, you can. There's also a program there on that property standards page called Report an Issue. You can put your bylaw complaint through there, and it goes to an email to the Citizens First Department, and we'll put it in. You just need to make sure that you leave your information so that we can put that in, because anytime you put in a bylaw complaint, you do need to have your name, a phone number, possible address, just to make sure that we have that information. Okay.
And is that information ever shared with the person that you file a complaint against?
No, everything is confidential. Everything is confidential.
What typically happens next? So let's say a complaint comes in today, Thursday, and it meets like the minimum standard of whatever the city needs. What is typically a timeline?
It depends on the actual bylaw itself, okay? Because sometimes some can take a little longer due to the amount that we have of it, right? So, like a tall grass and weeds, sometimes we get like an abundance of that. So it can take maybe a little bit longer before they get out. We don't have a physical timeline to the time that they get that bylaw to the time that they reach the property to do the inspection. It depends on how busy they are. I don't want to give you a time frame on that. Once they receive that bylaw complaint, okay, then they get out there, they have a look to see if the complaint is warranted. Once they receive that it is warranted, then they will go ahead and leave like a penalty, basically, a notice, right, on the person's property, and then they will go ahead and they have a timeline from that day to fix the issue. Okay. Yeah. If they don't fix the issue, they come out, they inspect it again, then they'll do the same, and again, they will have a timeline to fix that from that point on. If they don't after that, then basically what will happen is then they will be fully fined, okay, and then they will actually get, depending on what the scenario is, the city sometimes comes in and takes care of the issue, depending on what it is.
What if the property owner ignores the complaint? The city can remediate it if possible, right?
That's right. So basically what will happen if they ignore everything, okay, what will happen is they'll get fined. Once they get fined, then they have a length of time to pay that fine, and if they don't pay it, I do believe they do get each month, they add additional onto it in order for that, like a percentage, right? Okay. And then until they pay, and then if they don't, then it goes to their taxes.
What we're talking about, this applies to residential only, residential commercial, residential industrial. Are there different rules for like whether it's industrial or commercial or residential?
That part I'm unaware. I would assume that they are all the same.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't want to state that I know that answer. I don't.
Yeah, no.
So, like that's something that I can put you through to bylaw so that they can tell you that answer if that's what you're really looking for. Me personally, I think it doesn't matter if it's commercial or that. But however, I'm not 100% with that, so I would definitely put you through to bylaw.
Good afternoon, bylaw. Tricia speaking.
Hi, Tricia. My name is Sabrina. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. I had some questions about bylaw enforcement and such. The one question I have remaining is, are there different standards between a residential and, let's say, an industrial property? Like in terms of being safe, like safe-wise and stuff.
It would be the same. There's no definite distinction.
Oh, okay.
Under our property standards bylaw, yes.
Okay, so like if a property was unsafe, whatever the city defines as unsafe, it doesn't matter whether it's like a commercial, residential, or industrial. Unsafe is just unsafe, right?
Correct. That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Is there a timeline? Like if I file a complaint hypothetically today, with all meeting all like the minimum standards or the minimum requirements for a substantiated complaint. What does the queue or the processing look like?
Okay, so what happens is once it's inputted into the database, it will be assigned to a bylaw officer for the certain areas. It then goes on to their task list. So what they do is basically prioritize the complaints that they get, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
I am going to let you know they are extremely busy. So I can't even give, any time as to when the officer will be out to do the inspection. Mm-hmm. Again, they just go day by day on their task list.
Okay. And then like any completed tasks would just carry over the next day type thing?
100%, yeah. Okay. So it's first, if I can say the saying, first come, first serve, right? So whatever complaints they have that come in, right, on a daily basis.
Is there like a rough idea of like how long it typically takes? Like, let's say the condition of the property is a little bit more serious. We're not just talking like grass that's like 12 inches or whatever. Let's say it's a little
Not
more.
necessarily.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it doesn't mean the officer will get out there any quicker.
Okay.
And I mean, right now it could possibly, and this is obviously not but I mean, it could take weeks
Weeks. Okay.
for an officer to go out. Yes,
And
or
like,
more.
or
Like
more.
I said, I can't state that.
That's fine. Yeah, I
yes.
understand. And what kind of evidence is needed? Like pictures and videos, or like
No, not even. No, you don't need all of that. I mean, if you want to provide it, by all means you can. It's not necessary because the officer, when on site doing an inspection, will have
Visually
take
see
all
it.
the evidence that they
Okay.
need. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's basically it. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Have a
good
great day.
You too.
You too. Thanks, Sabrina.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.